Welcome to Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. My apologies for a glitch that just occurred. I realized I had spiritual awakening set up and not Revolution Sundays, but welcome. Let me get my customary music playing in the background. Thank you. Tag and share and tag and share and tag. And again, welcome again to another Revolution Sunday. Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. And I am incredibly excited, honored, and privileged. Testing, can you hear me now? I'm just all off today. Welcome to Revolution Sundays with yours truly, Dr. A.G. Green Sr. I don't know what's going on. Let me get in alignment. Let me get in sync. The creator, source, sustainer, and everything else in between. Can you hear me and see me well? Let me know if you can hear me and see me well. You ought to be able to hear me and see me better now. And I thank you for taking out time in your schedules to connect with us on today. And I'm so excited and feel a distinct privilege to be able to connect with you and speak with you today. Tag and share and tag. Tag and share and tag. Almighty, we're so thankful for this opportunity to connect, to serve, to lead, to guide, to teach. Your will is done in us, with us, and through us. Thank you for your impeccable guidance. We thank you that we are evolving, transforming, and we are ascending. Thank you for our expansion. Thank you for increase. Thank you for self-awareness. Thank you for consciousness. We just bless you and thank you. In Yeshua's name, his power, his way, his consciousness. It is so. And so it is. Tag and share and tag. Tag and share and tag. And make sure you speak as you come in. Let's see here. Like I said, I don't know. I feel a little off today. No, I don't. I'm in alignment today. Grand rising to all of you. Grand rising to you, and you. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, Linda. Thank you for tagging and sharing. Our resident therapist, Jerry Cotton. And grand rising to you, Brenda Harris. And everybody who's coming into this digital conclave, this digital space. Even right now, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that share button. We say tag, share and text, share and tag. I always like to remind you that no matter what you're dealing with, no matter what you're going through, no matter what circumstances you're facing, I can. The scripture says, I can do all things through Christ, through the Christos, who strengthens me. I want you to type it in the comment section right now. I can. Listen, there's a partnership, a synergy that exists. It is bilateral. It is you as the divine connected to the unlimited creator, source, and sustainer. You are powerful, and I can rise above whatever I'm dealing with. Yes, yes, I can. I can. I can keep my mind. I can fulfill my assignment. I can be a light amidst darkness. Come on, type in the comment section. I can. Type it in the comment section. I can. I can. And I do all things through the Christos who strengthens me. This partnership. I can. Thank you so much for typing in the comment section that I can. Now to him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that I ask or think, it's according to the power that worketh in me. I'm not a powerless creature. I am powerful, the offspring of the divine creator, source, and sustainer. I want you to type it in the comment section. I am powerful. Declare and decree it, speak it, vocalize it, utter it. Yes, I am powerful. Own the power. Death and life is in the power of your tongue. As you speak, you are speaking with power. You are speaking with life-giving force, life-giving abilities. When you think it, it comes into being. When you speak it, it comes into being. When you feel it, meaning not emotions, but you're in the moment experiencing what your faith has painted and created, it is manifested in three-dimensional reality. Yes, I am powerful. And it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to own the strength and the power that you possess. Even the text says, let the weak say that I am strong. Your declaration is something that creates manifestation. Your declaration is directly connected to the manifestation that you see in your life. We want the weak to declare that I am strong. We want the bound to declare that I am free. Whatever state your faith is creating is the thing that you declare and decree, not the problem, but the solution. I want you to type real quickly in the comment section what you are thankful for today. We give praise and thanksgiving. I want you to type at least one thing in the comment section right now that you are thankful for, because we practice gratitude and praise as often as we can. Real quickly, I am thankful and grateful for abundant life. Now, what are you thankful and grateful for? I want you to comment section right now. Let's see. I am thankful for rest. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Many times that's an overlooked thing. Rest. I am thankful for life. Thank you so much. Health and strength, says our resident mystic, Pastor Wesley Turk. Yes, and Brenda is still declaring and decreeing the power. Anybody else want to share what you are thankful and grateful for on today? You can feel the presence. You can feel the presence within. You can sense your connection to the spiritual dimension, the quantum realm, the universe itself, just by praising, giving thanks to the Creator and giving thanks for all things. Anybody else? Let's see. I am thankful and grateful for my life. I am thankful and grateful for divine love. Yes. I am thankful for my sane mind. Wonderful. I am thankful and grateful for life and family. We thank Brenda, Tia, Pastor Cotton and Linda, Wesley, Chris and Hillary, and and all those who are sharing in the comment section right now. Don't forget to follow me at the various um, social media sites you see at the bottom of the screen. We do have a recent TikTok video up. You can access it from this page or the Patreon page or from TikTok itself. Tag and share, let people know as well what I am doing online. We only try and share positive, powerful messages with you. All right. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate you for participating up until this point. Now, what we're getting ready to do briefly is give you some announcements. And after those announcements, I'm going to check up on you and see what is good in your personal life. All right. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hillary's coming with our announcements. So let's just chime in and see.
First, we just want to thank you so much for your continued support of Dr. A.G. Green. We thank you for every like, every comment, every share. When you're sharing and tagging your posts, whatever you're doing to spread the word, thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's time for us to gear it up and let's take it to the next level. Please make sure you are passing these teachings on to the people that you know they fit, or the people that are looking for something more, or for the people that are ready to think outside of the box. Hit share, comment their name so they can reach it on Facebook or YouTube or wherever it is you may find them, and get the word out there. All right. Although we do realize our community isn't for everyone, please, please, please invite those who are tired of religion and are looking for a deeper spiritual experience. Okay. We're looking to vibe with our tribe. Tag, text, share with someone who you know is open-minded and ready to receive and take their thinking on a deeper level. Also, don't forget to check in weekly at theaggreen.com. Visit, subscribe, read our blog, set an appointment for spiritual counseling, and more. And don't forget to also share this site with others. So it's not limited to just the videos or the blog articles, but you can also share this website with others, okay? Wear the message of your conviction. Okay, guys, visit theaggreen.com and purchase your I Am Powerful merchandise and more. If you're anything like me, sometimes we just forget, and that's okay. But I'm challenging you, as I'm challenging myself, to head on over to theaggreen.com and purchase a shirt that fits your thinking, okay? As we are shifting our focus toward developing our spiritual community, please, please, please make sure you look into our Patreon. Patreon will be the key centerpiece. Make sure you join in as a member. In the upcoming months, Dr. A.G. Green will be sharing high-level teaching that will only be on paid tiers. Right now, we're getting it for free, but the high-level stuff, we're going to have to subscribe and pay for, and that's okay. So make sure you get over to Patreon right now. If you want to stay connected and be exposed to more, join Revolution Inc. today, which once again is on Patreon. The Shifting Reality blog series is also on Patreon, and you must at least be a free member to read it. As you read it, we encourage you to please share it. It has the power to create awareness from the intellect and transform the heart, help spread knowledge, and help awaken consciousness. Consider our thoughts, feelings, and emotions are impacting reality. As you think, meditate, and pray, partner with us in the spirit by envisioning great growth and expansion for A.G. Green Now, Revolution Inc., and Dr. A.G. Green. Thank you so much for watching and listening and sharing and texting. Let's co-manifest unlimited things together. Until next time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for those announcements. As always, Hillary does a wonderful, wonderful job. And we pray that you are paying attention to those things that have been shared in terms of the announcements. All right. Let me check in on everybody and see what's good before I get into the teaching on this particular day. I just want to know, what are you eating and sipping? And tell me how you're feeling in the moment. What are you eating and sipping? and how do you feel right now? Remember, this is subjective, and so it's whatever you interpret your life to be. I had some uh, organic coffee earlier today, this morning, I should say. I've already sipped through it. To my right is alkaline water, which I may sip on, and I'm feeling good in this moment. It was a little sluggish, but I'm sensing my energy, feel the energy rising in me. So, real quickly, tell me what's good, or what are you eating and sipping, and how are you feeling in the moment? Look forward to seeing what some of y'all are seating and sipping on, I should say, and eating. Let's see. Wesley Turk says, good old water. Feeling okay. All right, then. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share right now in this moment? What are you uh, eating and sipping, and how do you feel right now in the moment? Anyone else want to share? I look forward to always seeing, just kind of observing what people are doing while they are watching me. Let's see. Brenda says tea, strawberry, and kiwi. All right, sounds good. Good. So our resident therapist says feeling great, drinking some coffee. All right. And Krista says coffee, feeling good, feeling good. Let's see here. And Brenda says she's feeling wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see. Miss Hillary says, feeling at ease and peaceful, no food or drink as of now. Amazing, because she eats like baked potatoes and steak and burritos and all that stuff normally in the mornings on Sunday. Thank you all so much for sharing. It means a lot. And I'm glad that you are in the state that you're in on today. What a wonderful, wonderful thing it is. All right, we're going to continue with Proverbs 23:7a. Proverbs 23:7a. And I also want to pick quickly, I want you to put up my assistance, Romans 7 and 25. Romans 7 and 25. All right. I want you to put that up on the screen for us. And we're going to continue our discussion. We're going to continue our discussion. Linda says she's drinking some water. All right. Liquid of life. All right. Thank y'all so much, so much. Uh, We want to put those scriptures up, Proverbs 23:7a, and then Romans 7:25. I'm just going to extract the principle from Romans 7:25. We're going to continue in our series on the self-construct. Self-construct. I'm going to move from this series into taking some time after I finish this series. I'll move into the faith dimension and give you some different perspectives on faith. But right now, this is where we are. Let's see. Uh, I want us. We got Romans 7:25. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. But we want Proverbs 23:7a. All right. Thanks be to God who delivers me through Yeshua Christos our Lord. So then I myself in my mind am a slave to God's law, but in my sinful nature, the law of sin. All right. Let's see here. And this is what I want to see from the King James. Uh, I thank God through Yeshua Christos our Lord. So then with the mind, this is the text. With the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. I'm going to break that down in just a minute. And Tia, thank you for sharing how you're feeling in this moment. Peaceful, no food or drinks at the moment. Awesomeness, Tia. Thank you so much. All right. As he thinketh, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. All right. We just want the A portion of the verse. And, or as he thinks within himself, so he is. As for he puts on a feast, so is he, talking about the state uh, of the heart, the state of thinking, the state of believing, and we become that because we think that. All right. Now, as a preview to, or I should say, not a preview, part of the introduction, I want to I continue again to justify at times my perspective and my angle on text. Okay. and why my approach is different and is going to remain different. Now, even in the biblical text, and we explore various different kinds of texts here, but we use the Bible a lot. Of course, uh, Paul says in this text, he says, "So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin." Now, what I want to say here is this: uh, you also, as it relates to the secondary part of the statement, I really want the first part about the law is mine, but the secondary part about the flesh, what we know in modern day times is that the flesh is controlled by the mind as well. And Paul equates what he considers to be fleshly, carnal, worldly activity with what he believes to be sin or sinful. I want to deal with, so then with the mind, I myself serve the law of God. All right. So understand, whether it's the law of God or the law of sin, there's no contradiction. It's just the truth. These are all things proven by data and science. You're doing it with your mind. But I wanted to bring that text up to continue to paint the picture for you as to why I have the perspective I have, which is a psycho-spiritual perspective, is because your theology and your belief systems are all in your mind. They're all in your mind. And again, if you've been following this channel and following my teachings, you know that I have shown you, not just from a spiritual metaphysical sense, but from a physical three-dimensional sense endorsed by science, or science confirming what the spiritual sages and teachers have been teaching for thousands of years, that thoughts impact matter, thoughts shape, manipulate, and manifest in some kind of form in matter. So your thinking and your speaking impacts matter. Now, again, I take this approach because your concept of God is in your mind. I want you to type in the comment section, "My concept of God is in my mind." Type that in the comment section for me. "My concept of God is in my mind." I want you to type that. Everybody always around here talking about your spirit, your spirit. Don't get me wrong. I know we are spirit beings. I know we are projecting into what I believe to be a simulation, a matrix, an inferior existence in terms of three-dimensional, that is temporal, malleable, changeable, with thoughts from you and I who are spiritual beings having a human physical experience. But your concept of God, how you believe, what you believe, and how you relate to the creator, or your concept of a creator, family, is in your mind. It is in your mind. And yes, I do believe that we as a spirit, the mind, the real mind, is projected into the physical apparatus we know as the brain, that participates in consciousness in this three-dimensional physical reality. But understanding consciousness cannot just be limited to the brain, because people are coming out of their bodies and still conscious. So if consciousness, and again, this is a data issue for science, but people, number one, who've had death experiences were pronounced dead, but were still conscious outside of a body that was no longer functioning. That's number one. Number two, there are people right now who know how to come out of their bodies and do different things. Their physical avatar body is still functioning and alive, sitting in a chair, laying on a bed, whatever it is, while they're standing there outside of it looking at it. This tells us that consciousness just cannot be contained within the brain. Obviously, who and what we really are outside of this body also is responsible for consciousness. But what I want people to understand is that it is your psychological, intellectual part of your being, family, that is responsible for your conceptual framework of anything. Now, the word mind there is from a word in Greek, nous. It means intellect, it means understanding. Intellect, it means understanding.
So what I want people to understand and recognize is that whatever it is, family, you believe, even about your creator, you are creating that experience. I'm gonna pause there. You are under the impression, as I was under the impression, that there's a superior being that's writing this reality as we speak or has already written this reality. And people fail to realize, if that's the case, then is that creator, did that creator create that cup of coffee for you? Did that creator put that cup of coffee in your mouth? And this is the thing, we cherry pick what we do and what the creator does. Is it possible that we're creating all of it with, again, permission by the creator? Is that possible? That every moment of your life, even before it happens, and remember, I talked about the brain being the predictive prophet from a scientific point of view, making decisions based on memory and experience before the senses are able to analyze it. Again, that's why people are living in loops. They're living life in loops. They're living life in time loops because, again, your brain is painting the picture of reality in concert with your higher self or your spirit self or who you are as a spirit being. Do not be fooled. Even in religious circles, even with people are teaching from the same book, everybody does not have the same concept of God because of the way people think. People's thinking determines the conceptual framework that exists and lives within them as to who and what the creator is and what the creator says and does. Are you catching what I'm saying today? So it's impossible for you, hear me, family, to really know God without some kind of mental, psychological, intellectual construction of what you perceive the creator to be, what you perceive God to be, what you could perceive the divine to be, what you consider the source to be, even as it relates to your perspective, excuse me, on messengers, Yeshua Christos, or Mohammed and other people. Who and what you believe they are based on the books that you read them in, it shows up in your life, hear me, not from an independent higher source creating all of this framework or unraveling this reality for you. It is you unraveling this reality for you. And it is why people in religion are having varied experiences, sometimes hearing the same teaching, but different experiences. All are conflicted. And one day I'll explain to you in Patreon why there is a conflicted reality in religious people. And I'm going to give you a tidbit of information. It's because the core belief is conflicted, and the core belief is conflicted based on the teachings. Hear me. I'm just going to leave that for you as a nugget. And then those teachings are downloaded in you. For example, if you are presented with a duplicitous, ambiguous, binary supreme being who loves you and hates you, who loves you and despises you, who blesses you and curses you, okay, who gives you life but will kill you if you make a mistake. When you accept that as a core belief, it's going to reflect in your reality based on your performance. And when your performance is well, again, you're going to create a reality where you feel endorsed and approved, and things will seem to go well. But when you appear to violate some principles, then you again are going to manifest yourself a reality where you're in disfavor and things break down and fall apart. See, I don't have time to get into it today. I just gave you a little sliver for you to consider. But people do not understand that these experiences are being had, or we are having these experiences inwardly. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the likes and hearts. And it's why the rebels in these religions, watch this, the rebels who have just decided that I'm going to believe that this God is going to accept me regardless, and this God that is being taught to me, no matter what I do, is going to favor me. Many of these people are thriving, and they are an enigma to some, and to others the text is renegotiated to say, well, they're just being blessed, although they're not living right and doing right. They're just being blessed because, God is giving them grace and mercy. No, they're being blessed because their core belief says that this creator is going to bless me regardless of what I do. I need you to hear me. I know folk who've been on drugs, whom are gifted prophetically and with these gifts, then people, who wear white dresses and do everything they're supposed to do. They can be gone. And I'm not justifying that lifestyle, but I'm just saying they be gone in the streets a year, come back in. Sometimes they're more spiritually advanced than the person that's been there 10 years. They can prophesy, they can see, they can manifest answers to prayers, all kinds of stuff. Again, they're an enigma. They're not supposed to be able to do this. So people renegotiate the conceptual framework of God to say, well, he's just allowing that to happen. My goodness. Okay, okay. I got to get on with it. So this is why I take this perspective, because I understand that uh, no matter what uh, you are dedicated to in terms of a belief system, it's in your mind. And the only way it's going to play out well is if you have the right contents in your mind. It's the only way it's going to play out well. Your thinking has to be healthy. Your imaginary life has to be healthy. Yes, imaginary life is not a fictitious life, it is a reality, an inner reality of life that at some point in time, if persisted in, will project or reflect back to you in the three-dimensional physical world. It's as simple as that. So we've been talking about the self construct, who you think you are, and I shared a few things with you in terms of what the self construct is, and I don't want to go through all of that. Uh, but it is often thought of as a stable, coherent identity, a core sense of that persists across time. But neuroscience, psychology, and spiritual traditions all suggest that this self is not as solid as it seems. Right? So I want you to understand that neuroscience reveals that there's no single self center in the brain. No single self center in the brain. Who we are, as I have described before, and I don't want to go back into all that, is fluid. You are vacillating or moving from states of consciousness from moment to moment, depending on what you're thinking, depending on what you're believing, depending on your emotional state. And you are projecting into the world, transmitting into the world, and you are living a life and manifesting a lifestyle based on the state of consciousness that you're in. I shared with you last week how Damasio, a neuroscientist, I quote from him: the self is not a thing inside the head, but rather a process in the brain that constructs a sense of identity through time, end quote. He goes on to talk about what he believes is a proto self, a basic sense of bodily awareness. So that's awareness of the body. A core self, which is a moment to moment conscious experience. Right now, you and I, number one, we're aware of a body in the proto self. We're also aware of the core self because right now we're in what we call a moment of consciousness, experiencing something separately, but in the same framework of time. And then the last self he describes is the autobiographical self, the story you tell yourself about yourself. This is powerful because right now, while I'm talking, you have told yourself a story about yourself before you got on. You're telling yourself a story about yourself now. So, for example, some of y'all probably telling yourself a story about yourself. Well, this is kind of deep. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to keep up. That's the story you're telling about yourself right now. Whether you think you're handsome, whether you think you're beautiful, whether you think you can survive or not survive, you're lovable, unlovable, These are things you're telling yourself about yourself right now. It is the autobiographical you that's at work. I also talked to you about memory and the fiction of consistency. People think memory is a recording or a perfect recording. It's a reconstructive process. Dr. Dan McAdams says we do not remember our past as it was. We remember it as we need it to be in order to maintain our current identity, end quote. Dr. Dan McAdams, Northwestern University. Most of the time, we think we're remembering the past as it is. We're not remembering the past as it is, family. We're remembering it as we need to maintain our current identity. All right. And this is why some of the parts of a story reconstruction are left out. For example, there are many times you've tried, I'm just going to be honest, you tried something religious, you tried something spiritual, and it didn't work. So and so died, you still ended up needing the surgery, whatever was your car was repossessed, your house was foreclosed on, whatever is the case. The saints were praying, you were praying, folk went on the fast. I just need to be real with you, okay? And it didn't work. So what you did was, as you got through that situation and looked back, you acted like it worked. You reconstructed it in a way where you inserted your concept of God, that this is just God's way. He decided he wasn't going to do blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Again, you reconstructed it to fit what didn't work, which is still a part of your identity, because your core identity says, this is who I am and what I am, and this is what I believe. And what I have to believe can go outside the boundaries of that. People do that in relationships all the time. All right. Don't when you're reliving a relationship. Okay. Let me say this. When you abuse, cheated on, whatever the case is, all right, and you start healing and some of that pain starts subsiding, and so starts coming around again, or your relationships gets better with that person. Don't get me wrong, I believe in change 100%. Sometimes what we make the mistake is that in our reconstruction, we then overlook why. We overlook the why. Okay. I appreciate a person's growth, but you cannot overlook the why. And although you know how I feel about the past, it no longer exists. At the same time, it is an event that at some point in time happened to a version of you. All right. And it is imperative in your reconstruction that you don't just remember the flowers and the daisies and the good times. No, you got to remember when so and so did this, that, and the other, because if that version of them has not advanced, that means they're still capable of that now, in this now moment. Then, a lot of times when we've been traumatized, experiencing trauma, we think we are remembering it exactly the way it happened. And in essence, we're not. There are bits and pieces of that reality that occurred then that are no longer present in us. They're no longer present in us, okay? Because the mind, again, recalling that fits the autobiographical inner voice. Are you hearing me? Again, it's going to fit that voice. So if you are the voice of a victim, then it's got to fit that voice. Good gracious, somebody hear what I'm saying today. It's got to fit the autobiography of your core belief, the autobiography that you're writing every day. Hear what I'm saying today. I want you to type it in the comment section. Labels, language and labels shape identity. Type that in the comment section. Language and labels shape identity. Language and labels shape identity. Can I give y'all? I'm gonna wait for a yes or no. I'm gonna wait for a yes or no. I'm in Central Time, and it's 11:11 on the clock right now, Central Time, while I'm speaking to y'all. Look at that on my phone. Language and labels shape identity. But can I give y'all? Uh, can I give you all Well, no, I'm not going to give no relationship advice. I'm going to move on. Okay, let's see here. Thank you for typing in the comment section. Let's see who put it up. Let's see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's look at that for a minute. So we've got labels like introvert, extrovert, broken, spiritual achiever. I've been trying to combine two words. Failure. We are defining the boundaries of our self construct when we give ourselves these labels. I want you to understand that language turns fluid experience into fixed identity. Hear me. Nisargadatta Maharaj says, the moment I say I am, I limit myself. Did you catch that? The moment I say I am, I limit myself. Oh, did you catch that? Did you catch that? I am is definitive. Whatever's on the right side in the English language, the right side of the I am, whatever's on that is a limitation if you place it there. I am broke. I am lonely. I am rejected. I am unloved. I am shunned. I am overlooked. Or I am powerful. I am brilliant. I am worthy. Whatever's on the other side of that I am, when you say it, is definitive. So if you're using limited speech, I am unable to pay that bill because I don't have enough money. You just said I am deficient financially. I just need to understand. I get where you're coming from. I grew up in that linear system as a spirit trying to live according to linear values. Let me tell you again, that's a conflict. As a spirit, part of an eternal kingdom, living according to linear, uh, carnal frameworks and carnal constructs. It's just a big, big conflict between what's known as flesh and spirit in the biblical text. I want you to hear me real clearly today. When you say I am, you are creating a condition, you are creating an identity for yourself. Understand that words are mental filters. They do highlight certain traits while concealing others. By clinging to the descriptions of who you are, we unknowingly confine ourselves to identity loops, meaning we repeat the same emotional and behavioral patterns to remain congruent with our self image. Again, people are saying things that are congruent with their self image. It's in line, it fits their self image. Once you decide that I am a victim, hear me, then what you start doing is you continue to think that I'm a victim, you develop a core belief that I'm a victim, and you're going to put circumstances in your life that confirm that you are a victim. When people speak to you, the victim mentality is going to be the thing that interprets that. All right. You come out the grocery store and somebody's looking at you strange. See, people just don't like me. Everywhere I go, folk just don't like me. It's always, you know, about somebody trying to do something to you, somebody trying to get over on you, somebody trying to shrink you and minimize you. Are you catching what I'm saying today? So that filter is going to interpret again your reality, and that's why we live in these identity loops. It's why it's difficult for people to break a pattern because they live in a loop. Listen to me, family. I want you to hear me real clearly. If you are repeating the same bad choices in romantic partners, you're in an identity loop. If you and I are repeating the same outcomes financially, we're in an identity loop. If we're repeating the same failures in faith or the same failures in trying to apprehend something spiritual, we're in an identity loop. If we're continuing to repeat the same good patterns that's bringing us great results, then you're also in an identity loop. But I want people to understand that these things are perpetuated because of who we believe ourselves to be. It is labels. It is these labels that limit self. I want you to hear me. The moment you say, I am, and fill in the blank, family, you define your experience. Labels reinforce ego identity, whether helpful or harmful. Mm-mm. I love what Ludwig Wittgenstein says. He says, the limits of my language mean the limits of my world. Oh my goodness, that's so powerful. That's so powerful. Oh Lord have mercy. The limits of my language mean the limits of my world. Now I'm just going to warn some of y'all, because some of y'all are going to meet me in the future. Some of y'all are going to know me personally. Some of y'all might talk to me on the phone, or you might see me in person. And let me tell you something. I strive daily to do my best to live up to these principles. And number one, I believe that you get a chance to vent to people. I'm all about that. You got to talk to somebody. It's therapeutic, fam, that you get things out, whether it's with a parent, a child, a romantic partner, a wife, a spouse, a counselor, okay, a spiritual leader. But then after that, I'm all about you being conscious of what you say, being conscious of what you speak. And the reason why I'm conscious of what you speak is number one, because of what the biblical text tells me, death and life is in the power of the tongue. And then this quote, the limits of my language mean the limits of my world. I realize that when you speak, you're speaking some kind of boundary. You are saying something that has a boundary in it. I'm going to say it again. When you speak, family, you are saying something with a boundary in it. There is, hear me, a life giving, there is a reality manifestation that takes place based on what we say. So if you're around me, I gave you the introduction to say, if you're around me and you've got finished venting, because I want you to vent, and then I'm spending more time with you, and you keep talking down, and you keep talking negative, and you keep saying stuff like, it's just that's not gonna never change. I just can't do that. That's just not possible. At some point in time, I'm going to correct you because I understand you are perpetuating the identity loop by what you say. You are perpetuating the reality you're living in by what you keep speaking. This is why I don't get into certain deep conversations with people anymore about politics. Because if I keep thinking the man or the woman in the White House controls my life, then I am myself creating scenarios where they have more control over my destiny than me. Because the creative manifestation cycle is real based on what I'm thinking, imagining, feeling, and speaking, family. And hear me, it is a part of some people's identity to think pessimistically, to think calamitously. That's why I had you to put up the calamitous mind last week. It is a mindset that defines a state of consciousness. And hear me, your communication language can either be faith in a positive sense or faith in a negative sense. Some people, they don't realize that complaining is creating. I want you to type that in the comment section. Complaining is creating. Mm-mm. Complaining is creating. Type that in the comment section, family. Complaining is creating. Hear me again. Find your counselor, find you somebody you can trust. Get stuff off your chest and then start working on the coping mechanism, start working on the things you need to do inwardly to shift, family. And let me say this, some people complain with a badge of honor. I'm going to say it again. Some people complain with a badge of honor. What do I mean by that? They get gratification, they get an energy. Sometimes it's a self-justification thing. It's a way they make themselves feel better by complaining about other stuff that's going on in the world and other stuff that's going on. It's like it justifies their misery, or it's like it justifies their failure. It's like it justifies building them up by complaining about stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sometimes it is merely a justification of personal misery, or merely a justification of how that person feels so bad about their own lives. Okay. Until they love to complain about other folks' lives. Here's another thing, being critical of other people also. I want you to help. I want you to hear what I'm saying today. Being critical of other people, in many cases, family, when people are dysfunctional or struggling or miserable, it is a way, watch this, for them to punch down to elevate themselves. So literally, they are punching down to elevate themselves, meaning they are punching down to feel better about their own miserable lives. And I want you to understand that when we do this, beloved, when we do this, family, you are creating everything in this universe on the subatomic level, in the spiritual dimension, in the physical dimension. These things have ears, they're listening. That's why these things keep showing up. So, watch this. You're going to find out that if you're a chronic complainer, y'all tell me if I'm lying or not. Tell me if I'm not telling the truth or not. If you are a chronic complainer, do you have anything you can't complain about? Tell me if I'm wrong or not. Chronic complainers always have things to complain about. You know why? Because they're constantly, they have shaped their filter, their mental filter, to be critical and cynical and judgmental, which means number one, they're going to constantly complain about other people, and because they complain about other people, they are bringing more things in their lives to complain about. I've never met a complainer who didn't have new things to complain about, more stuff to complain about. You know why? Because death and life is in the power of their tongue. And they don't know it, but creating is complaining. Complaining, excuse me, is creating. So the more they complain, the more things manifest in their three-dimensional physical experience to complain about. Mm-mm-mm. Here's our resident therapist. He says psychology research says that people judge and complain in areas that they personally deal with in their own psychology and emotions. Okay, there it is. He just confirmed that with some research. I want you to hear what I'm saying today. So watch this. If you have a complaining mentality, again, it's relevant to your experience. If your language and labels of self limits you, and therefore as a complainer, you're constantly limiting yourself, how can spiritual principles really work for you in terms of benefiting you? How is going to this is why people are receiving meager marginal results, because one day you affirm something positive and before the end of the day is done you are affirming something negative. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Also understand, here's some psychological insight. Language categorizes fluid experience into static identities. This is powerful. This feeds the self schema, your brain's internal template of who you are. Let me break that down. So, language, okay, remember I talked to you about how we're in a fluid, supposed to be in a fluid, state, we are, should be growing and evolving. But when people complain, you halt the fluid or the state of fluidity to something that's static, meaning that you halt progress. You halt movement in the moment by defining yourself by something that's limiting you, that's hindering you, that's holding you back. Is this good or not? Is this making sense to anybody or not? Talk back to me. You literally should be progressing. But when we find ourselves in situations where where we have limited ourselves by these beliefs that are not beneficial for us, or these limiting beliefs, you become static. Your growth stops. Your progress stops. Watch this. Your shifting states of consciousness will halt, and you'll get stuck, family, in that one state of consciousness. When people have been bitter for 20 years and 15 years and 10 years, guess what? Their growth stopped. They became static. Now they're living in a boundary. Now they're living in a perimeter. Remember, I touched briefly on the text the other day in Proverbs, guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. And I explained to you that issues means boundaries. So in your heart, boundaries are created. And from your heart into the world, into your experiences, you and I live according to the boundary of our thinking, imagining, and speaking. Did you catch that? So things become, now, when you get caught up in that loop, then again, that identity loop parks you right there. And you'll be saying in 10 years from now, what I can't do. Oh my goodness, this is good. And it doesn't make a difference how many messages you listen to, what you meditate on. If your core belief is not shifted and changed, then your consciousness is still the same. Your belief system is still the same. No matter how much you pray and you feel good in the moment and you meditate and you feel good in the moment, but if you don't erase that core belief, family, that label that you're living by. Again, Joel 3:10, let the weak say I'm strong. Mark 11:23, you will have whatever you say. So the book affirms the creative power of language, family. When you speak differently, you become differently. Oh my goodness. Type that in the comment section. When I speak differently, I become different. When I speak differently, I become different. Wow. Type that in the comment section. When I speak different, I become different. This is, I feel this. When I speak different, I become different. Mm, 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 mm. And let me say this, people will laugh at you sometimes when you start speaking differently and they don't see anything different. You got to speak different. That power is working in what you say. And many times in that moment, you will start to speak differently. You might not necessarily feel differently. That core belief in your subconscious still exists. But if you keep speaking it, you eventually will start believing it. If you start believing it, that means you will embody it. And as you embody it, that means that you become it. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Come on now, somebody. Come on now, somebody. So don't let people discourage you when you start speaking differently. You start speaking differently, and they're snickering, excuse me, or, looking at you strange. That's all right. That's how it starts. That's how visionaries start. Visionaries, after they're thinking it, they start saying what I'm going to do. Come on now. They start saying what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this and I'm going to create that. And don't get me wrong, we got a bunch of talkers, but I'm talking about the people who are seriously by faith, they have created an end state. They've created at the end where they have accomplished it. So they start talking about it. They start speaking who and what they believe themselves to be. Mm, 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 mm. You got to speak different, even when it doesn't feel like it's resonating in the moment. Whoever it is you desire to be, you talk about him or her first. You speak him or her first into existence within yourself. I'm gonna hang my hat on this one, family, because I don't want to get into something else and I go over time. Let me work a little bit more in this. Let me work a little bit more in this. Everybody who's watching me now has been labeled. You've been labeled by people around you. Come on now. You've been labeled by family members. You've been labeled by coworkers. I need you to hear what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that some of those labels are not good observations, but what happens when you accept a label that you don't really want? What happens when you accept a label that you don't really want to have to live by? What happens when you accept something that is no longer serving you, that's not, profitable for you, that's not conducive for your growth and development, it's not conducive for the best version of you? Mm-mm-mm. What happens when that happens in your personal life? What happens when you accept the label of not being, the sharpest tool in the shed in your family? What happens when you accept the label of, being overly dramatic? What happens, family, when you accept the label of you're going to always be the one who struggles? What happens when you accept the label of I'm just not going to be able to get it right or do it right? What happens, watch this, when you accept the label of you are never have been able to just get it all together? What happens when you accept the label of of the person who's been trying for years but never ever will get real results? What happens when you accept the label of, well, she kind of strange and off, or he kind of strange and off, and you take that to heart and believe it and interpret it, excuse me, as a belief that it is something that is bad or terrible or demeaning? What happens when you accept the label of, well, you got all these babies, so there's no way you can get a college degree, there's no way you can get a good man, there's no way you can, get the job you want? What happens when you accept the label of, well, you don't know how to pick them, and so you're going to just keep running into these same kinds of people who love you, don't love you, excuse me, abuse you, run over you, pimp you out, prostitute you? Come on now, get the nookie and the cookies and leave. What happens when you accept, well, I guess I just be the one who will never find a committed person or never find anybody who will love the way I love? What happens when you accept these labels of, well, you know, just not that spiritual, I just don't see, them having that kind of potential? What happens when you accept the label of that you don't deserve more, that you don't deserve better, that you don't deserve? What happens when you accept the label of limiting beliefs? What happens is you start creating a reality that this is so. You start believing that this is my life. You start believing that this is the way it is supposed to be. Wow. Hear what I'm saying today. I feel that so strong. Mm. We're going to do an I am exercise in the next couple of minutes. And I want you to be thinking. Don't type it yet. I'm going to give you the signal when to type. But the first assignment I'm going to give you is, and now resident therapist is on here. The first assignment I want to give you is this. I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to ask you the question. What label that truly defines who and what you believe you are intended to be, can you write that out in one paragraph? Give an example. I am a global, iconic, spiritual leader and entrepreneur, making millions of dollars and inspiring billions of people. That is my statement that I say periodically. That defines my mission, my assignment, my desires, my goals, who and what I believe I am. Can you do that in a sentence? Can you do that in two sentences? Can you do that in a paragraph? I want you to, number one, spend the next several days thinking about it, what you aspire to be. Can I say something to y'all? Can I say something to y'all? What I want you all to realize is that what you think sometimes is a dream is not a dream, it's an encounter. I want you to hear me. Some of you all have saw yourself in dreams. speaking at events, or saw yourself in dreams in media, or saw yourself in dreams doing the thing that you really desire and love to do. Hear me. I want you to understand. I know you think that that is just a function of your mind producing that. I honestly believe it's a version of you visiting you. I honestly believe it is a you that is already that, saying to you, this is who you are. This is who you are to become. Ooh, somebody hear what I'm saying today. Somebody hear what I'm saying today. It's a you that's communicating to say, if you're sick and sickly, see how whole and well I am. Embrace the wholeness and the wellness. See yourself as being whole and well. Watch this. And after that, you'll be guided to information and guided to situations to help you improve your health. Need you to catch what I'm saying. And while I'm on the subject of health, I remember 2017, 2018, 2019, uh, 2018, 2019, receiving some horrible uh, reports from my doctor. And these reports from my doctor, family, hear me, were trying to align me with what they believe to be genetic inheritance, or what I would call negative genetic expressions of certain diseases. Mhm. So I changed my lifestyle. Some of you all heard this testimony. Well, the update to that is I just went and had some tests run the other day, some lab work done, and it had been a while since I had been in to a doctor, and I got to have some other things done to just check up on myself. All my numbers are good. The doctor had put me on metformin. I told him I'm not taking that. This is like 2019. He said I'm not taking that. I lost several pounds, and even though I've gained some of the weight back, what I do in terms of number one, my thinking, my imagination, hear me, my declarations, what I speak about my health, I talk to my body, my organs, and last but not least, the shift in my lifestyle change, the things that I don't eat no more, the things that I totally gave up. Catch what I'm saying today. Hear what I'm saying today. I decided that I am not a person with high risk factors. I decided that I am not aligning myself with a doctor's report that is the opposite of the vision I have for my life. And y'all know I just says it. I just says it. There's a couple of things I got to keep doing until I leave this planet. Number one, I got to keep, I got to maintain my intelligence, my spirituality. But y'all know I'm just honest. I got to keep my sexy. I got to keep looking good. Come on now. You know, in a marriage, get married, whatever, and I'm gonna do that. I got to keep being able to do what I likes to do with that the rest of my life with no issues. I need you to hear what I'm saying. So what that required was a shift because I don't want to be laid up in nobody's bed. I don't want to I don't believe and didn't believe, and that was before I started learning about epigenetics and other stuff like that, where you can turn on and off DNA that has these diseases in it. Catch what I'm saying today. It all begins with you deciding, family, what you believe, shifting it, changing it from the inside, and deciding that you're going to change the label from something that's limiting. Hear me, hear me, hear me. They have made discoveries that diseases transferred genetically are a small percentage. We used to think it was like 80 to 90% that if somebody in a previous generation had that, y- you would had to have that. It's not true. Most of it is surrounded by lifestyle, how we live, the environments we in, the things we do or don't do. Well, you are a powerful spirit being. Hear me, having a physical experience. And just like I talked to you about thoughts and core beliefs impacting matter, well, there's a part of you that is matter. That part speaks. excuse me, listens to whatever you say to it, listens to whatever you believe about it. Oh my goodness. So, your exercise is to write out a new I am statement about yourself. A new I am statement. And that I am statement is defining who you believe you are. Everybody on here has had a dream or a vision. You saw yourself doing something greater than what you're doing now. Even if it was just as a parent, even if it was just in your profession, even if it was just in your family, whatever, you've seen it. But I'm telling you now, that was another version of you that's already accomplished that. And it's something that you really desire to do. I want you to start out by saying, I am, and fill in the blank. Might take you a paragraph. Some of y'all might want to go 2 paragraphs. Okay. Now, he says, think of this. What label and language do you have that truly defines who and what you are intended to be? Your mission statement, your assignment, and your goals. Write out a new I am statement. Okay. That's our resident therapist. Y'all see that. Okay. Now, hear what I'm saying today. I want you to write it out first. You can put it in your phone later. I got stuff in my phone too. But I want you to do pen to paper because it has been proven, okay, that when you write something out, you retain it better. Okay. There's something that happens in our central nervous system. Hear me. And there's also something that happens, I want to say, not just mentally, but spiritually when you move something from here into the physical construct. All right. But writing, there's something about when you write it out, handwrite it. I want you to handwrite I am and create the definition of I am personally. All right. So, number one, let me see who's going to participate. Who's going to participate? I want to see who's going to participate. We're going to use the rules that our resident therapist has just shared with us. Okay. Who's going to participate? I'm waiting for the comments to come back because I want you to understand that you are now rewriting inwardly with your heart on your heart and on your mind. You're writing on your heart and on your mind that new I am identity for you of yourself. Okay. So I'm gonna put that back up on the screen in a minute. We got one I will be. Thank you so much. Who else? And this is all voluntary. But again, some you want practical steps. You don't want to just hear me give you information. You want to know where to start. Okay, this is where you start. Okay, we got another one. I'm doing it. We got another one I will be writing. You got another one. Okay, you got another one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now hear me. I'm gonna give you a second level of instructions when you do it. Here's number two. Here's number two. Now, some people I know aren't the best at visualizing or imagining. And again, I'm gonna remind you, family, of what I always tell you. You are watching me on a device that was in somebody's imagination. Don't tell me imagination doesn't produce reality. Don't tell me imagination is not reality because it is. You are listening and watching me on a device that existed first in somebody's imagination. While you're writing the statement out, family, I want you to see yourself as that person. Did you catch that? Then, as you see yourself, I want you to feel the excitement of being that person. Wow. Mm, hallelujah. Feel the excitement, family, of being that person. That's number two. Last but not least, last but not least, I'm going to give you two other strategies. This is number three. Two other strategies to use with this. Okay. Number one, I want you to say the I am statement. Okay. Somebody type in the comment section what I just said. What did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just say? I want you, what did I just say? And I want you to do it before you go to bed multiple times, whether it's in your head or and preferably out loud. And when you wake up in the morning, I want you to find it and read it. But what did I say to do? So this is number two. Okay, we got number one. So we got number one, say it. We got number two. Well, number one is write it. We're writing it out. So number two is really to say it. Number three, we want to feel it, the excitement as we're saying it. Okay, that's right. We're going to say the I am statement. We're going to say the affirmation. All right. Now, here's the other strategy, family. Here's the other strategy. Here's the other strategy that is going to work as well. You know what I want you to do also with that I am statement? I want you to also ask yourself a question. I want you to ask yourself that I am statement in the form of a question. So I'm gonna go back to mine. One of my statements that I have said often. I don't say it every day anymore, but I still say it. I am an iconic spiritual leader and entrepreneur making millions of dollars and inspiring billions of people. My ultimate goal is to inspire people globally, even after I'm gone. I can paraphrase that into a question. Am I such an iconic spiritual leader and entrepreneur making millions of dollars and inspiring billions of people? You form that as a question. And as you form that as a question, what happens is it imprints on your subconscious mind that you are already that. And from that, creative and manifestation things happen because you are asking yourself about a state of being or a state of consciousness that you say you already are. So affirming that does that, but asking yourself the question also does that. Another statement when I wake up in the morning, why am I so abundant? Why am I so powerful? Why am I so magnetic? And people are doing this every day and don't know they're doing it. Why am I so sad? Or why am I so good at what I do? Or why am I this, that? They don't realize they're affirming a state that they believe that they already possess. So the more you form it as a question, the more you form it as a question, the more that spiritual subconscious part of you is going to go to work to align that reality, make that reality relevant, as we might say, real, bring it into being and existence. Okay, so you see it, write the I am statement, say the I am statement, you feel the I am statement, and then you ask yourself the I am statement. Did you get that? So many of you who have decided to participate, our resident therapist is going to keep up with it. So I'm going to ask you again on Wednesday night. And again, once I stop asking you, I want to encourage you to incorporate it as a part of your daily regimen, daily practices. Just like you get up in the morning, I hope you do, and brush your teeth, wash your face, whatever. I hope you're doing that every day. Just like you do that, soon as you wake up in the morning, set the day, set the reality for the day by saying things like this. Okay. Soon as you get up, before you get out of bed, sometimes you can do it on the way to the bathroom. You might be getting yourself together. I'm telling you now, family, hear what I'm saying today. Hear what I'm saying today. If you can just get in the habit of doing this for 7 weeks, I'm telling you now, I'm guaranteeing you that the things you stay in that statement with these 4 ways, using these instructions, I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to see a shift inside of you. you're going to see a shift in the world you live in. You're going to see a shift in the world that you're creating. Goodness, I feel that so strongly, fam. I dare you to do it for 7 weeks. I dare you to do it. This is shaping your identity. This is manifesting the who that's already you. Oh, did you catch that? This is manifesting the who that's already you. I promise you, I don't be trying to rhyme. It just happens. This is manifesting the who that's already you. You just need to give it permission to emerge. You just need to give it permission to be that you, permission to emerge, that you, permission to be. This is how you start reshaping it. This is how you start taking your mind back. This is how you start with intention becoming a conscious creator with intention. Hallelujah. I felt that one, family. So see these 4 things on the screen. Now, family, listen, our resident therapist and my 2 assistants that's watching me, I want you to record these 4 things as the therapist is, that we put up that he recorded for me. I want you to record it right now in your phone or in your computer, however you're watching me. And when we come back on Wednesday, because this graphic won't be available in the new stream, I want you to put it in there so I can put it up on the screen to remind people how we're doing this exercise, how we're doing this conscious intention, this conscious reality creation. Hear me, family. So my 2 assistants and my third, y'all gonna record this for me. And then I need one of y'all to text it to me. Okay. And this is what I will put up on the screen. I'm so excited, family. I am truly excited. These are actionable steps. These are actionable steps, family, that will begin the process of shifting you and shifting the world that you live in, shaping it and making it into something you desire. Again, this is all in alignment with what you've been permitted to do by the one who allowed us to come here into this iteration of existence. Okay? Write it, say it, feel it. This is manifesting the you. This is manifesting the you. Did I say it like that? This is manifesting the you that you desire to be, the you really are. All right, I want to put the giving opportunities on the screen real quickly. What's she doing up there? Put the giving opportunities up. I want to give you an opportunity to give. Make it a little bit bigger. Love y'all so dearly. How you feeling? Tell me real quickly. Okay, Destiny beat me to it. She said, I needed this today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anybody else? How you feel about the presentation today, the message, all of that? Again, your opinion is your opinion. Talk back to me real quickly. $ AG Green as Cash App, and I'm expecting that your donations, I appreciate your donations. If you were blessed today and empowered, then give. It's just as simple as that. I always put it to good use. It helps support me in what I'm doing. Anybody else? Anybody else? How were you impacted today? How were you impacted today? And don't forget, of course, we didn't bring it up. Yes, we did. Visit theaggreen.com. Visit theaggreen.com, family. All right. Thank you so much. Feeling empowered. Great message. Brenda says, awesome. I appreciate you. Let's see. The resident therapist. Too many quotes to get. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you, my brother. Resident mystic. My soul has been fed. Thank you so much. Encouraged. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I have found out with these processes, family, that some people are better at visualizing and imagining. Other people are better at just writing it out. But like I told y'all weeks ago, I have a method that I learned from a wonderful teacher. Let me see, probably in the next month or two, I'm going to do like a private video on it. It won't be that long. I'm going to do it in Patreon. So you're going to get a note, some kind of a notification, and I want you to come in and I'm going to show you how to uh, more accurately shift and change some things in your life and in your reality. All right. Love y'all so dearly. Appreciate you. And thank you for those who are going to give. And again, if you don't have something to give today, don't worry about it. Whenever you get it, just sow it, give it. I am most appreciative. And I always pray for empowerment and blessing in a multiplicity of ways for those who support me. So when you give, if you start seeing extra, feeling better in your body, get a discount on or run into a sale, know that I am in agreement for you to live your best life. And partly because of those who try and support me, not just in prayers and in love, but in what they sow and give to this platform. All right? Great. I'm going to release you today with the shalom blessing. Shalom, shalom, peace, wholeness, and prosperity. Nothing missing, nothing broken. It is so, and so it is. Thank you. See you in a couple of days.